welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Saye, and I'm here at Transwest and Horse Trailer Sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we carry new Cimarrons and Logan trailers, as well as a large variety of used options. So today we're going to actually check out one of the new Cimarrons that we just got in. And surprisingly, this one's not sold yet. So usually when I get a 2+1, they have been sold for a long while. We have tried to bump up our 2+1 inventory just because they're such hot commodities that we end up selling a ton of them. So we've really increased the amount of 2+1s that we keep on order. So as a result, this one is currently available, but I don't expect that will last long. People buy them from all over the country from us. So we do offer delivery as well as financing for those of you that might need that option. So let's go ahead and take a tour. So first thing you'll notice is this is a really tall trailer. So this is 7'7" tall, so your standard Warmblood height. If you have very, very, very large horses, we also offer a 2+1 in a 7'10" tall. We can go up every 3-inch increments, so if you need taller than 7'10", your next stop up is 8'1", and we've built them that tall before. But for the most part, just about every Warmblood that you're going to be loading in here is going to be just fine in a 7'7" tall trailer. We've got kind of two different options that we do on these 2+1s. We have a V-nose, like that trailer over there, as well as we have this VP style that we tend to do. So that V-nose we like because it gives you a really aerodynamic trailer to pull behind you. The trade-offs are on a style like this VP nose here, you get a lot more storage. So if you're needing a lot of extra storage space on a 2+1, you're straight wall, so you don't get that additional slant angle to have a little bit of extra room in there in the tack room. So it's kind of nice to be able to have a big wide nose that you can throw a lot of stuff up in. If you need to throw a mattress or anything like that up in there so that kids can sleep while you're at a show, or you can lay down on a long drive, these standard size noses are going to be a little more friendly to throw like a double mattress up there, versus on those V noses, you're having a little single. So it's just, there are some trade-offs to the different nose styles. Right under here, we have a couple things that I think you'll notice are some really cool upgrades on this trailer. So the first thing is this electric over hydraulic jack. This trailer's not that heavy. We're weighing in right around 5,720 pounds empty, but it is something that maybe you don't want to crank up and down for the rest of your life. I personally love it when there's an electric over hydraulic jack, because I'm usually the one that's hooking these trailers up time after time, and I need the workout, but I just really don't want it. So especially when it's really hot or really cold, it's nice at the push of a button to be able to go up and down as quickly as possible. Really expedites your loading and unloading process. Right under here, you'll notice we've got our spare tire. This spare tire is just the same as everything else that's running on the ground on this trailer. So you've got your standard aluminum wheels. All of our tires come with a Lion's Head warranty. So that's 2 years roadside assistance, 1 year no questions asked, and 5 year against manufacturer defects. So really good warranty just on the tires. We fill them all with nitrogen because on days like today, when you start really cold in the morning, and we're probably gonna get up to 70 today, that's a good option for somebody. Like that's something that you could possibly have a blowout. If you start really cold and warm up, those tires start to run too hot, regular air will expand too quickly. That's how you ask for a blowout. So by having the nitrogen filled tires, they are much more stable PSI. If you get in a bind and you need to fill with some regular oxygen, no issues. You can put regular air in there. You just won't get the benefits of the nitrogen anymore. We've also got it up high so that it's really easy to access your manual override. So everybody, this is not just for protection here, this big stick here. This is actually to be able to manually pump up and down your hydraulic jack. That's if you ever accidentally kill your battery on your trailer and you got to get somewhere quickly without waiting for it to charge back up. We try and make it really easy for you to not kill your battery on this trailer. So anything that has an electric over hydraulic jack, it's going to come standard with one of these right here. This is a battery disconnect switch. So as you can see, green means go. That means that we have power to the trailer. So if you need to use this as a tack room, if you're not hauling to a show, but you want to be able to see what you're doing, tack up on the trailer, keep all your stuff in here, then you can have power, you can have your lights. But when you are done, you just turn that switch to your left, and that will cut all the power to the trailer. So if you accidentally leave a light on and you didn't know it, this is a big trailer, lots of switches, then you won't get there when the next time you go to hook up and find that you have a dead jack. So really nice little safety feature built in there. Just want to make sure that you turn that on when you're going down the road, because you've got an air ride system on this trailer. We love doing our 2+1s with air ride. We find that it is getting hard for us to sell them without air ride. So between like the show cattle trailers and the 2+1s, you're going to see a large majority of them being air ride. Air ride is really awesome. You still have the rubber torsion axles underneath the airbags, but those airbags make it so incredibly comfortable to pull the trailer. It's so nice for your horses that are riding on it. We've got a manager that he is able to arrive to a show a day later because his horses step off the trailer fresh. They don't wobble off of there like they've been in some sort of earthquake. So they're nice and rested. They're ready to show. Saves you a day of hotels, an extra day of driving. So usually in the long run, air ride is an expensive option, but it pays off. So less chiropractor visits for your horses, less wear and tear on your vehicle, and less wear and tear on the trailer. Trailer experiences a lot of forces flexing going down the road. By doing an air ride trailer, you're going to notice less flex on the trailers, which means more longevity for your trailer. Really simple to use, this air ride system. You've got an on-off button, you've got a raise lower button. We've done it in this battery box, and it's just going to stay so much more clean and protected in here. We've done it for a long time right behind here, but by doing this big battery box here, you're able to have it in here. It's easier to see, easier to work on. And then right underneath here, you do have a little pull tab here. That is so that when you are done using your air ride, you just pull that little string towards you, and it'll let all the condensation out. It'll dump all the condensation out so that you don't have to worry about any lines freezing or cracking. Especially in Colorado, like I said, 70 today, probably below freezing tonight. We want to make sure we get all of that moisture out of there so that we're not having issues. Very simple to just pull that. Takes about 15 to 20 seconds. Really easy way to maintain your system. So, love that air ride. Right up here, we have a 5-foot front tack. So this trailer overall is not huge. This is like the perfect trailer to pull around without having to worry about having to back through big parking lots or anything like that. You can whip this thing just about anywhere you want. It's 24 feet 6 inches on the floor. I've pulled it through this type of trailer through like busy roundabouts, everything like that, and I'm not like white knuckle driving through there. So it's like the perfect length for somebody that's looking for that. Your standard width, so especially since these horses that we're usually putting on here, they're usually not very small. So we're straight loading these horses, which means we can go standard width, no wheel wells on the outside, which is 6'10" wide. So very easy to kind of see around yourself and maneuver. So in this tack room, a couple things that we've done differently that I'm a big fan of. The first is this half moon water tank. The best time to add one of these water tanks on in these 2+1 setups is during the build process, because instead of running this nice boot box all the way to the edge there, we can kind of cut it a little short and do a big water tank there. The water tanks, otherwise, you have to kind of find some wall space. It's a little bit harder. So if we plan for it up front, it's very easy for us to install it. It's right by the door, so it'll be really easy for you just to run a hose out, fill your buckets, get your horses some water from home. No big deal. If you don't need it in there, it's just on straps. You can remove it, and then you've got more floor space for whatever you need to throw in here. Up above, you will notice that we do have our old style OptiBrite lights back. We like these lights. They throw out a ton of light. They light up really big areas. They're LED, so they have less power draw, and they put out more light, and they last a lot longer. So big fans of those. Those are an option we can upgrade to on our trailers again. Up here in the nose, you'll notice you've got lots of room here. It's because you're a 7'10" tall trailer. You've got a clothes rod, so you're able to hang everything, all your show shirts and jackets, and up here without having to worry about them being wrinkled. There's also lots of room, so you don't have to worry about them being scrunched up. Right here you do have your saddle posts. If you do need to, if you're just using show boxes or tack trunks or anything like that, and you don't need these in here, you have two options. You can either slide everything up and give yourself a lot of room underneath, or you can completely take all of this off. So there's just two bolts up here, top and bottom. You can just loosen those, slide them out. It's really easy to take these in and out, and that gives you nice clear space here. But if you ever go to sell the trailer, or maybe you just decide you want to use this more as a tack room, really easy to put everything back in. So you can change up the layout if you need more saddles and less blanket bars. We usually keep one or two in stock, so we can always add one of those on there. On this wall here, we've got bridle hooks on each side. Anywhere we do bridle hooks, you're going to get standard carpeting behind. We had them run the carpet all the way down. I think it just looks a little bit cleaner. Your horses are right on the other side of this wall, so carpeting keeps it a lot quieter, keeps it looking a lot nicer for a long time to come, because as you know, bits swinging back and forth will mark up the aluminum. And then the really cool thing that everybody loves on these 2+1s is we have a little pass-through door. That pass-through door is really, really nice if you're using this first stall for storage. So I know a lot of people that use these 2+1s. This first stall, if they're just hauling two horses, this is where like the catch-all goes for like coolers, hay, tack trunks. You have so much room here. You've got these big stud gates that you can close off, so you don't have to worry about anything sliding back into your horses in the event that you accelerate or stomp on the brakes. You've got this nice big ramp here, so you can easily load and unload all of your stuff without having to work too hard. So these pass-through doors, a lot of people are really big fans of. We try and do them on all of our 2+1s. If you don't want one, these are custom-built trailers, so we can keep this as a solid wall here and have more bridle hook storage or anything like that. The world is really your oyster as long as the engineers sign off on it. So custom-built trailers that Cimarron builds, build them how you want. We've got a lot of trailers on order. You can always take one that we've got coming in, make it, tweak it to be exactly what you want, or you can start from scratch. Those are really, really good options. Got a nice big strap that goes across here. So if you do have a horse in this first stall, if you open that ramp door, they're not just going to be able to come flying out at you. If you are the type of person that would rather have a solid bar here, that is an option. So they have one that slides up and out of the way, and it's a big solid chest bar that goes all the way across. So just don't think that this is our only option. We do have some other features there. You've got a nice wide ramp. It's 60 inches wide here. You've got nice good traction on it. It's got that rubberized mat, so if your horses are walking down with wet hooves or it's icy or anything like that, they'll have a lot more traction than a slick mat that they're walking down. We did just rubber mats on the floor in here. However, if you're somebody that you know, man, I'm never going to pull out my rubber mats and clean my floor, we have an option called worm flooring. It's a pour-in floor that is completely sealed to the aluminum, so you don't have to worry about any urine getting down there and corroding and pitting your floor. It's a really nice option for those 2+1 trailers. Something we can do after the fact. We have somebody down in Denver that also installs worm flooring. So with all of these moving dividers and doors in this trailer, I have a little 2-horse Warmblood, and it is just so much easier to not have to worry about pulling your mats, to be able to just spray it out. So if that's an option that you want, let us know. We can always price that out for you. Right here we do have a little escape door, so it's really nice. If you've got horses in these two stalls, you can walk in the escape door on the side of the road without having to put your mat down, your ramp down. You can throw food, check on everybody, give them water. Really, really easy setup for people that are traveling. You do have a drop-down window on that escape door. So if you do have a horse in this first stall, they are going to get plenty of airflow as well. You don't have to worry about them getting overheated in this stall. We've got roof vents over each stall, as well as 2 up in this box. So you can kind of, if you're tall enough, you can reach them. If not, I recommend keeping a step stool. 7'7" tall is just a little too tall for me to reach those. You've got your insulated Cimarron roof. Every Cimarron that you see will have this style of roof, so you do not have to pay to upgrade your roof on your Cimarron. The things that I love about this roof are they're very dent resistant. So if living in hail country, we know that we don't want to have to do hail sales on our trailers. We don't have to worry about insurance claims because a hailstorm came through. You can pretty much jump on this roof if you were to do it unsafely, but baseball size hail we've had recorded hit it without damage. If for any reason you do have something damage the roof of your trailer, they are honeycomb cells. So basically you just have to seal those individual cells that were damaged and the rest of your roof is not compromised. It's a single sheet that they put up here, so you don't have to worry about the seams, and then they go and seal it with a really, really high quality roof sealant. So it's called Dow Corning 791 roof sealant. And why I like that roof sealant is it doesn't crack and dry out like a lot of other roof sealants. It is more expensive, but Cimarron is not in it to cut corners. So they find that using a higher quality product maybe costs a little more, makes your initial purchase up front a little more expensive. It's going to save you time, labor, and money in the long run. So it's kind of the name of the game for Cimarron. They want to make sure that they build a really high quality trailer. Price, they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, you're probably going to pay less. So really great roof system on this one. As far as dimensions here, we've got an 8'8" long box on this one, and then your 10'10" on that second box. So you have the ability to straight load these horses in. You can back them off, or you can walk them right through and off this side ramp. So if you don't ever want to back a horse off a trailer, you have the ability to walk them in, walk them off. It's really, really nice. If you need to unload this horse without worrying about unloading those horses, it's just a lot safer. I know a lot of people that transport horses, they really like this layout because they can move horses around without interfering with other horses. The less they have to load and unload horses when it's not necessary, the safer it is for them and the animals. So having that option is really, really great. These stud gates here, like I said, they seal it nicely so that when you're driving down the road, you can't have this horse messing with these horses over here. You don't have to worry about your stuff rolling back into them. We've got feed bags for each stall here. If you don't want to use feed bags, we do have tie rings that you can tie hay nets to. But one of the things that everybody goes crazy for on these trailers is this traveling divider. So we've got child safety locks on these front chest bars. That's just because if you've ever had a gelding or a mare that likes to play with things, we don't want them to be smushed up against the front of this stud gate when you get to your location. So they have these little locks. If you've got thumbs or fingers, really easy to just, oops, sorry Jody, to just take it right out. Padding on the divider. This is a full divider, so you don't have to worry about any nonsense going on back here while you're traveling. On the rear here, you've got a nice padded butt divider as well. So I'm just going to go through and kind of open all these up here. So I'm going to show you how this little divider operates. One of these days I should do a test on how quickly I can move this thing over, because it is just incredibly fast. These things, they just pop right off. Very easy to operate. Lay these right here. So if you ever have like a golf cart or something that you need to store in this first stall, you ever want to run it more like a stock trailer, this part right here easily comes out. This whole thing slides over and you can run things all the way in. So how these work is you've got kind of 5 points of connection, and they did something really cool on these last 2 Cimarrons that we've had. They created this little piece here that just folds down and keeps this head grill from trying to walk away from you. Because we used to always struggle, you'd have to hold onto this right here. This part would try and flop over. It was fine, like we got through it. This is just a nice little thing where we asked Cimarron, hey, what can you do to help us with this problem? And they came through with a nice little option. The reason we have it where it's interchangeable, because if you're unloading a horse or if you're not just hauling one in this stall, and you want them to be able to look around a little bit more, we can move this head divider over so it's out of the way, easy to use. But when we're wanting to move it, just throw it down right there. So like I said, 5 points of connection. These little AR latches, they all have plastic linings, so you don't have to worry about things rattling around and being loud for your horses. Anywhere you have metal and metal contact possible, they're usually going to do some sort of plastic buffer for it. So I just go through and kind of pop everything loose. And it will kind of try and start moving by itself since we're on a little bit of a hill here. A lot easier. I mean, look how easy this goes over, guys. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be tall in order to operate this, versus like on a standard 2+1 setup, if you have to take a divider out, you better get your muscles ready to operate something like that. And it just as easy as that, I just moved this divider over and I made a box stall. So one of these days I'm going to do a speed test. You guys can see just how quickly you can convert your trailer. So right here, we do have a nice big ramp with Dutch doors over. So you've got the ability to walk them in, walk them off. If you need more airflow, these Dutch doors do have nice solid butterfly latches here. The reason I like that is because you're not worrying about a holdback or anything that could easily break during transport. Those butterfly latches are nice and secure. I have Dutch doors on the back of my trailer, and I always run with them open just so they get lots of airflow as we're traveling. You do have a little 8-inch awning light here so that it'll light up the back ramp if you're loading your horses in at night. You've also got a nice big 16-inch awning light over on this side here. This is generally where people are going to tie their horses if they're getting ready, as you've got your tack entrance right there. So that 16-inch awning light lights up that side ramp really nicely. So as we work our way around here, you guys are going to notice how high off the ground this trailer is. When you're loading and unloading your horses, chances are you're going to want to keep it in the lowered position. You get about 2 to 3 inches of additional travel here, so give a little more clearance, but it just makes it a little steeper on the ramps. This air ride underneath those airbags, when it picks it up, it picks the whole box up, so makes it a little taller, but it's just your horses are getting to ride on nice cushioned air suspension, which is really awesome. Got big drop down windows for each of these stalls over there. It's really easy if you don't want to go all the way inside. If you've got a horse in that first box, you can still just drop these jail bars down, throw some feed in those feed bags, check on the horses, let them make sure that they're nice and secured during travel. So it's really easy to operate those. That's something we kind of upgrade instead of doing the bus windows. We find those drop downs are really, really helpful. This is the escape door from the other side. I did mention that we do have the drop down on this window as well, jail bars, so horses are not going to get up to too much trouble there. Got a nice chest bar here, so if you open this door and you've got a horse in this first stall, you're not going to have to worry about them trying to run out on top of you. I'm going to grab just my little clipboard here. I dropped it down while I was moving that gate over. So I know you guys are really excited about this trailer, and you are in luck because as of this second, this trailer is currently available. I can't guarantee it'll be available by the time you call in, so the sooner the better. If not, don't worry, we've got lots of 2+1s on order. You can make individual changes to them. Some of the things I talked about might be of interest to you. So let us quote it out and we can kind of see what we can do. For those of you that like this trailer and want it right now, you can go to our website and look up the stock number 5N210703. I would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have on this trailer or any ones that we have coming on in or any others that we have on the lot. My name once again is Saye. My phone number is 970-309-6368. Be more than happy to take any more photos or videos for you if you're far away. Like I said, we do offer delivery as well as financing, and we take trade-ins. So lots of options for those looking to get into a new trailer. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to tour this trailer with me today. If you have any questions, give me a call. Have a great day.